Hey guys, so in this video we're going to be sharing with you our updated 4-3-3-2 custom tactics, but also sharing with you a new instruction type that we have used specifically on one specific position in this formation, and it works in any formation that has this position. It is such an overpowered instruction that we recommend that all of you use it from now on when you use these types of formations. So as always, to show your support, please make sure you hit the like button and make sure you subscribe, but most importantly, make sure you hit that notifications bell so that you know exactly when we release new videos. So the 4-3-3-2 is a great formation. Now, one of the downsides to this formation starting off is a lot of people do struggle with link-up play because obviously there's no cam in this formation. So that sort of link-up between the two midfielders and the sort of three up front can sometimes be a little bit long, but we do have a little workaround with our tactics and instructions to kind of bypass that. So obviously if something's not there, you can't play that way. You have to adjust your style to play with that formation. So if you do choose to play this formation, you can't afford to play sort of a tiki-taka style because you don't have that cam to link up the play. So you have to play it a different way. And this formation, we solve it with these tactics and instructions. So jumping straight on into the tactics, these are the tactics that we've used, and there's a lot to unpack here. So of course we start with pressure on heavy touch, which is kind of our preferred way of playing at the moment. Just pressurizing our opponents in certain positions works really nicely, and also a 65 depth works really well for this formation. The reason why we decided to go for a little bit higher depth than normal, we do have that CDM, and we do have a really clever instruction that we use on our CDM that just allows us a little bit more creativity, especially when we're attacking as well, but also gives us protection defensively. So of course we have that one CDM, so we feel a little bit more confident to play with that higher depth. And in terms of the build-up play, long ball is what we opted for. Now this is what we mean when a lot of people would like to go, for example, with maybe balanced and something like direct passing. Now direct passing doesn't work because obviously you don't have that central cam, and you then don't want to also drag out your CDM. You know, you're playing on direct passing, it's gonna drag, of course, all of your midfielders forward, it's going to drag your CDM forward, it's going to drag your fullbacks forward in certain situations. So we don't want that in this formation, so we decided to go for long ball and possession. Now why did we go for long ball? The reason why we went with long ball is because obviously we don't have that cam to link up, so you're going to have speed up front with your striker, you're going to have speed with your wingers. It kind of is just a no-brainer. You're going to have pace up front. So because you don't have the link up, you have to go over the top, you have to go long, you have to be looking at chip through balls, you have to be looking at balls at the wing, you have to be looking at, you know, balls in between sort of centre back and full back. That's what you're really looking for in this formation. You're really looking for the centre midfielders to be just looking for through balls to the wingers, to the striker, because you don't have the ability really to play that link up play. So you have to go long, you have to go, you know, over the top. And the possession works really nicely. It just makes sure that all of our players stay in position. You know, make sure that our CDM, make sure our fullbacks especially stay in position rather than having them on direct passing and getting out of position. The possession just means they keep in their position. And also for us, we prefer to play with more of a possession style. If you don't like playing with possession, you can just leave this on balance. That works effectively, whichever one suits you. Width, we've gone for 60. Again, you need a little bit of width, of course, because you have wingers, but we have again, we'll get into the instructions. The instructions kind of really dictate how most of your formations play, because that's how really you want your instructions to dictate who goes where. So you need a little bit of width because you obviously have that starting formation with obviously the two wingers. You need to have a little bit of width in your team, and we don't want to sort of make our formation too narrow. So it's important that you make sure you have a little bit of width. And then the players in the box, the corners and free kicks, as we say in all of our videos, this is kind of more whatever you like, whatever works for you. You know, we tend to lean more towards just having players in the box on 5, again, because we want our instructions to dictate, but especially the corners and free kicks, whatever works for you. If you're concerned about counter-attacks, you can leave these on 1, and the same with free kicks. So now before we continue, if you want us to make more videos like this one, then make sure that you hit that thumbs up button and make sure you comment below right now with any thoughts and questions on any other videos you want us to cover going forwards. So let's jump into the instructions and share with you some of these really key instructions that you need to make this formation work. So starting off with the basic stuff, of course, the keeper is always going to be on comes for crosses and sweep keeper. That's what we really like. And of course, the defenders on stay back while attacking, and the fullbacks as well on stay back while attacking and overlap. And as we said in a previous video, if you are someone that doesn't really like the AI jumping out of position for you, you can have all of your defenders on conservative interceptions. That means they're going to be staying back. It means the AI is not going to be jumping in, trying to win the ball and dragging players out of position on your behalf. So now moving into that CDM spot. Now the first thing to note is you want a proper CDM in this position. You want an out and out defensive midfielder, but you want someone that's good with short passing, good vision, good long passing as well. We've got them on man mark, which is really important because we prefer man mark. We would rather him follow around, sort of a cam. It really depends on the opponent's position. If they use a cam, it works really well. If they don't have a cam, the man mark is not as effective, but we personally prefer it to cut passing lanes. And then we've got drop between defenders. So that means that, again, when our team is going forwards, it means our CDM always stays back. So he's never going to be out of position. He's always going to be in the right spot. You're never going to just be left with 4 at the back. That CDM is always going to be there. And especially if you was playing direct passing, this guy would ignore the drop between defenders and go forward. So that's why this works really, really well. We've also got deep lying playmaker, and this was that new thing that we wanted to try out. And this just allows just a little bit more creativity in the build-up as well, because obviously sometimes when you're attacking, he drops in between the defenders, but he also just sort of drops in there, gets the ball off the back 4, and it really drags your opponent's midfielders onto that guy, and it then leaves space for our 2 guys in midfield, Ronaldinho and Payet. If you play with 2 more attacking midfielders in there, this works best. So if you need a proper out and out DM, someone that's good on the ball, someone that's got good passing and possession and good vision, and then you can get away with playing with 2 more attacking midfielders, because that CDM drags the centre forward, he drags the other midfielders onto him to go and press him, and if you then beat those guys, your midfielders have so much space then for those through balls open up for the strikers. So this deep lying playmaker works really well, especially in these single CDM formations. And then when it comes to Payet and Ronaldinho, your 2 centre midfielders, of course, they're going to be on balance and they're going to be on get into the box for crosses. We want these guys driving forwards. We want these guys getting forwards. Like we said, we've already got the back 4 set up. We've already got the CDM ready to defend. So these guys have the license to go forward. So we recommend having either you can have box-to-box midfielders, or you can get away with more attacking midfielders with the likes of Ronaldinho and Payet. If you can get that Team of the Year Jude Bellingham, that Team of the Year De Bruyne, players like that, Pogba, flashback card, they work really well in this position. But you can get away with more attacking midfielders if you so choose. And of course, with your striker, he's going to be full of pace. He's going to be, his main job is to run in behind with pace. Obviously, those through balls from the midfielders. He needs to have enough pace to get on the end of it. So if you can get that, the Team of the Year Haaland would be amazing. Of course, his combination of pace and strength, but Ronaldo's got obviously that combination of pace and strength, so he's going to be really, really important. And then when it comes to the wingers, these guys are going to be on getting to the box as well. They're going to be on getting behind, of course, pairs up well with that long ball, and they're also going to be on free roam, so they drift in and they're able to link up a little bit better with the likes of Ronaldinho and Payet, and also make runs in between the fullback and centre back. That's really important because that's where a lot of the through balls are going to go. The likes of Ronaldinho is going to play a through ball in between the right back and the right centre back, and that's where you want Pele, for example, running into that channel, and he's only going to do that if he's on free roam. So sometimes he's going to make the run inside, sometimes he's going to stay out wide. It just makes it really difficult for your opponent to know what is coming. So that is it for this formation. So there's a lot of things to unpack, a lot of instructions, a lot of intricate moving parts to this formation, but it was such good fun. You just need to give this formation a little bit of time. Don't expect it to be incredible from game 1. Give it a little bit of time, learn these instructions and learn the play style. And like we said, if at the beginning of the video, the type of play style that you need to play with this formation. But once you get this formation and these tactics, this intricate stuff working, it's such good fun, especially if you've got really high quality players. Like we have, obviously we're fortunate to have some really good players and hopefully add to it through Team of the Year. It is such good fun if you have those top level players as well. So as we said earlier in the video, if you do want to continue to make more videos like this one, then we do need your support. So make sure that you smash that like button, make sure that you subscribe, and make sure you turn on that notifications bell. And if you do have any further questions you want to ask us regarding FIFA, make sure you join our Discord. The link to that is down in the description. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.